such a quick turnaround. Here I am. Last night we were doing some full moon stuff. I did what I wanted to do, but I didn't quite finish it. So I feel like I'm gonna have to either do it while we're while we're talking, or take a break before it hits midnight. Some region. Who cares which one, right? Um, I set out to finish this book. Maybe it's not about filling every page right now, but spending a little time on each one. I don't know. I did the important parts. I'll say that. So I do want to do some tarot. Maybe we can read some more poetry. Aww. I don't know if anyone was really into that. Seemed like not so much. Oh gosh, what's going on over here? We might as well just run an ad. Fuck it. Are you the same two weirdos who don't say anything and watch all my streams? Jesus Christ. I guess I'm just kidding. Appreciate the views. Yeah, one of them was like, nope, not me. Kidding. So before I do any tarot, I am grinding up some weed. And I'm just chilling while I do it because why the hell not? Whatever. I love how different I look in this lighting. I chose a blue. Man, I wonder if this is glitching out, y'all. I don't know what's going on there. This shirt is red. It's black. It really made the goth to my clown core happen. I feel like this blue light. But then it kind of almost looks like I genuinely was crying rather than having like this ridiculous makeup on. It's giving like Day of the Dead skull vibes in this light, but it's really supposed to be like a clown. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. But yeah, what's up? Full moon was this morning, technically. Everybody thinks it's tonight. Kind of already happened, but it's fine. Same day, right? So the moon hasn't changed much in the last 12 hours. But technically it was like 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken, on the day of September 10th. So there you have it. It already happened, but reflecting on it, full moon vibes. I did pretty much everything I wanted to do ritualistically for it. I streamed a bit. We pulled some cards and such. I'd like to pull more cards tonight, but lately it's really not been about the cards. It's been about cutting up, chatting, talking, even venting slightly, being very honest, speaking from the heart, speaking from the mind, rather than speaking from, reading something, right? Is what it is. So, yes. First, though, gotta have provisions ready, YOLO. Don't you know, though? Riding solo. Yeah, I don't know. Freestyle vibes? Didn't see that coming. Hell of a time. On the channel tonight. Working alone is really disillusioning at times for different reasons, in different ways. I love thinking like, man, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, and then thinking, but I would maybe wish it on my best friend. No, I'm kidding. Just so people know what it's like. You know, I'm kidding. Humidity warps my brain. Leave me alone. Let me enjoy things. Let me find humor in it. Let me drink my damn coffee. It's also random. Anyways. So yeah, bloody is for me, moody is for Pisces, a moon is for the fact that it's full moon. Or was. You know, depending on who you may ask. I referenced a poem in this book earlier and then was like talking about it. I was like, I could read from that, but like I don't think anybody was totally digging me reading yesterday. It's boring. And then it's like, oh, she's just talking about herself. Yeah, you know, occasionally I do that. Crazy as it is, stuff everybody claims they didn't know about, and then I talk about it and like, oh my god, you ever shut up? And it's like, well, you just told me I didn't say enough, and now you're telling me I'm talking too much. I think it's you then, right? What song was that? I don't know if it was a song, but it made me think. Because the sky is blue, it makes me cry. Right? Love is old, love is new. I don't know, dude. Because the world is round, it turns me on. Right? Whiplash. More to do with you than you know. Everybody says don't take shit personally. It's such a bizarre way of thinking. It's actually just a rejection of accountability at that point. You should take things personally in a sense. If a job rejects you, then the job wasn't meant for you. You should take that personally. There is a reason you personally should not work for that company. It's not about your qualifications. It's not about who you are. But that's still personal, right? Even if people aren't making their intentions such things, coming across that way, you taking it personally, yes, you should. Why are you feeling that way? You gotta get to the bottom of that. You should take things personally, you know? Otherwise, once again, somebody's lacking in accountability for their actions, right? Anyone who takes a whole not my problem approach to dealing with the way people react to them is probably, don't want to say a bad person, don't want to say a narcissistic person, but holy shit, somewhere in between them, right? Just saying. Kind of random thoughts. Getting it all out, last load, last blow, last clot to the station. All aboard Sarah Paulson Express. Descent into the underworld in a flash. We love it. No, we do. Or we will someday, I hope. Love is old, love is new. There are songs that I wish I did know better. And that's like the damn trap of enjoying singing, where it's like I listen to the same songs that I know well and how to sing and what to say, because, yeah, I want to sing along. And listening to new music, it's like another song to learn. It's like, damn, but I just want to sing now. Sucks. So what's going on? Not much, right? Just like I think it's Saturday night. Slow. I swear the times and dates in which this channel is popping is so motherfucking random. It's kind of funny, and I guess it is, I will admit, kind of early for this crowd. Usually. Yes, I was talking about that when I was doing my makeup. Like, yeah, it would be dope if I could play music on here. It's silly as fuck, but when I'm sitting here talking to myself, why not? Because I'll get flagged and you can't copyright issue. Blah, 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 blah. We get it. But shit, dog. I guess singing doesn't count, right? But I've not been feeling the confidence in my voice. I was like, damn, I did some good takes this summer, and then it was like, I've had this cough, and I hope it can come back from it, honestly. I hope it gets better as I'm healing, and that my voice recovers. I worry about things like this, and recovery of such things, too, with age, or whatever the fuck human lifespan is. I could only hope that I will one day sound as good as I ever did. Maybe even better than that. Yeah. I love it. It's funny because just now I was like very much vibing with the Beatles. Because I'm trying to sing one I don't know. And I was like, think of one you do know the words to then. But then I'm like, there's something about this color of blue. Definitely Beatles vibes. And it's probably because isn't George and Ringo water signs? And Paul and John are air signs? I don't know. They definitely have a watery vibe, you know? Because the sky is blue. It's this sky blue. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Nobody ever loved me like she do. Yeah, she do. The way she do. And if somebody loved me like she does, right? Well, she does. Yeah, she does. Don't let me down. I guess I don't know the words to that one is much better. I'm in love for the first time. Don't you know it's gonna last? It's a love that lasts forever. It's a love that has no past. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Dude, I'd be singing the Beatles too much, and they'd be like, "Excuse me, ma'am, did you pay Apple Corporation the $50 million that it cost to sing a fucking Beatles song?" No, you didn't. And we doubt you got it. So you better shut the fuck up. I could see that happening. Dude, I was listening. I think it was the cover version. I was on a really dude. I love conspiracy. I really do. It's so much fun to like live in the descripted reality that people will tell you you're out of bounds for when you just have been taking notes and you're like, well, according to your own fucking bullshit stories, according to what you told me, according to what they said in science class or on the news or whatever the fuck happens, um, it's observational living. It's like theories to you, but if you see it, you believe it or what? So it's just like lately, man, the little synchronicities or signs. It's like, am I on the wrong planet? Or have they finally landed and do they live amongst us? Some freaky shit. I was talking about the fucking signs, I think, the other day. Maybe I wasn't talking about it. Maybe I shouldn't. It's just if I get into the mood of channeling, like, at all. So funny. This grinder is really cool and really tiny, and just what is stuck right now? Don't you know it's gonna last? It's a life lasts forever. That doesn't seem right. A love that has no end. Yeah, there's just some Beatles songs I super duper do get down to, and I love the randomness of my friends who like the Beatles, but also the randomness of my friends who don't. And I was always one who didn't, so it's like funny. I'm like on the dark side now. Okay, grinder back in production. We'll move on to some tarot maybe, or an ad break. Who knows? What's that? Choking on fucking air? Choking on your own words? Is that what it is, buddy? You said it. Whoa. Hear me out. I just thought of a song, and then I immediately thought of another song, and I would have never associated these two songs as similar to each other until it just popped into my head. Falling in Love and Wonderful World, right? I can't help falling in love with you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. But it's not those parts. It's no, I mean the whole songs are kind of similar, aren't they? When they play in my head. Okay, so I'm guessing we're gonna be doing some alien channeling tonight because they're the ones who like to talk through music the most, unless we just straight up talk to John Lennon again. It's been a while. I mean, come on, who's opposed to him coming out? They're almost playing them simultaneously. The colors of the rainbow look so pretty in the sky. But it's like, only fools rush in. It's almost like falling in love is just slower somehow, even though Wonderful World's not that fast. Like I said, I would have never put that together or thought that myself. I don't know why they both popped up at the same time. Other than to be pointed out that, hey, maybe they are a little more similar than I had thought. How interesting. Cool. Grinded up my weed. It seems so arbitrary, I know, but it is part of the practice. I should have been paying more attention to what the fuck I was talking about, but I think ultimately the whole, I was going to say line of rejection, and the Pisces season coinciding right now. Not Pisces season, full moon in Pisces, you know? Maybe we're going to do some Halloween Oracle. Get spooky season started. Who wants to talk to dead people? It's me, usually. Oh, yeah. That's nasty. See you in a minute. Hey, y'all. Thanks for the follows. Why the fuck did it make sound? Anybody know? It's never done that before. Do I usually just have my computer muted? What was that? Oh, it didn't like it kind of freaked me out the first time and then it did it a second time, but I saw that I have 2 new follows. So it's like, okay, that's clearly what it was. Account created 15 minutes ago. Cool. Hello. Um, account created 1 hour ago. Hello. Hello, new people. You trying to get in on the chat? I'm kidding. Are you bots? Are these bot accounts? That's good. No offense. It's not good, is the thing. They're bots. Anyway, what's up? I think I'm gonna do some Halloween Oracle stuff. I think we're gonna talk to dead people. That's when I started getting the walls, right? No, I was like rolling an ad, and Twitch was like, "Here you go, bing bing." I literally never heard the fucking sound effects before. That was so weird. Yeah, we did a lot of Cosmic Deck of Inspiration, whatever the fuck it is. The past week, few days, few weeks. And the mystery deck has just been a go-to lately because I think, honestly, we have the most fun on this channel when I'm doing that channeled alien messages for sure, like without a doubt, so good. And those have taken a big positive turn as of late. But I do feel like I don't do, I don't know. I did a Jim Morrison reading the other night and nobody tuned in. Nobody liked it. Nobody watched it. And people on my Instagram, when I used to do my lives on the Illy Millie account, people loved that shit. It's like a very different vibe over here. Y'all would rather have the fucking paranormal than or the extraterrestrial than the paranormal, it seems. And I'm down for anything. So if there's something you want in particular with readings, I don't really feel like doing any love readings or anything like that. I have some poetry that I can read too. I'm just I'm open to whatever people want to see or hear or do. And also, I don't do personal kind of readings, right? So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, really? Thanks. That's so cute. It's a bloody moody moon. Like everybody's in their feelings right now. It's because it's a full moon in Pisces, and Pisces is like top tier emotional zodiac sign and like the baby of the zodiac. Even though people are like, oh well, the oldest um the oldest constellation of the zodiac is Pisces, so Pisces is the oldest sign, and it's like, bitch, do you know how to count? Like, one is first. Let's just start there. And also, clearly, Pisces is the one who got discovered first, meaning they got caught because they weren't paying attention. They're the baby. They were last in line. and their ass got caught, and then everybody else came out of secession, right? So you cannot convince me. Plus, they're the feet. They won't even let you birth babies in certain states of feet first. That makes no sense. Pisces are the babies, and they're crybabies at that. Nothing wrong with it, y'all. I know that they watch my channel. It's not supposed to be mean. It is what it is. I basically have a Pisces moon. I don't want to get into it. Everyone's in their feelings this full moon in Pisces. You know? They're in the feels. That's why it's like, just read us poetry. It's also sad and romantic. That's just how I am. Back deep in the feels. Yeah. Like, same. This is why we did clown core, sad clown, goth queen makeup. And my period started 4 days early. It's been fucking crazy. But honestly, I'm holding it together like none of that's happening. I seriously am actually really impressed and proud of myself, and can definitely concretely say that I am actually quite emotionally mature. Haven't always been, and it's a work in progress because I'm tested every fucking day, every week, every month, whatever the fuck. Trying to get rid of my cough. That was good. Probably light more incense. And we'll start with this. We'll ease into the night. We will do some tarot. I really think that John Lennon would love if I gave a shout out to him to come speak instead of him having to be like, all right, bitch, you haven't given me the mic in a minute. Can I come out now? Oh, because Libra season's approaching. Should we wait for his birthday? Or should we do something special on his birthday? You wanted... Bitch, yeah, like that. We're going to do John Lennon later. Okay, so let me light some incense. Don't you know it's gonna last? It's the love that lasts forever. It's the love that has no past. Ooh, you know, ooh, she do. Some dragon's blood, appropriate, I say. All right. LOL. I've been trying to take life in strides, and the thing is, my strides are sometimes too long. I mean, I got long-ass legs. I could take pretty big strides. I'm a very private person at the end of the day. I'm really outspoken and really honest and really out front in, like, any situation I'm put in, for the most part. And if I'm not, I just slowly will just keep revealing until I can bring myself to do it, right? Either way, I very rarely feel like getting into the semantics of what happens between two people and taking sides or telling sides of my story. So keep in mind, I wrote this. Some of these poems are stuff that I pulled out of my high school notebooks, but I took like poetry classes and Shakespeare and like creative writing and stuff. I've always loved it. I mean, I've been a good writer since I was like a literal child. I'm not even trying to brag. It's something I've always been really humble about. Because I'm like, well, anybody can talk and write, duh. And they're like, dude, not like you can, idiot. And it's like, yeah, no shit, okay. But could I do math? But can I do math? And it's like, low key, I can. Right. Yeah, I mean, when you just start choosing your own classes in high school, like I was acing English, and it's like, oh, you could do accelerated English or AP English. And I'm like, no, I'm going to take creative writing and Shakespeare and novels and stuff like that because it's like way cooler. Right. I didn't take as many art classes. That's why, I don't know, you can definitely tell in my art. I was like showing some of the stuff from my sketchbook in high school last night. And reading random stuff out of it where it's like you can tell I haven't really progressed that much in the skill department. And I was saying how like I don't care. the point of art for me is to serve the purpose of expressing an emotion or thought, or like to be released into the world. Refining the product never occurred to me and probably never will, although I think if I were to work with other people I'd be more open to it. But if I'm just one person outpouring my heart into these things, then why the fuck would I take all this extra time to make sure it sounded okay to everyone else when really it's a need to express in the first place? But I know the exact student like you. You're an Aries, you said, right? Of course. Like that just so checks out. Very cardinal, very much like can tell exactly what you mean. Yeah. That makes perfect sense. So some of these are like my high school poems that I revisited later, and then the rest would be like things I wrote when I was 19 and like either on drugs or coming off drugs and heartbroken by the people I was maybe doing drugs with. Whether or not they did anything wrong is very questionable because my perception of it at the time is very skewed because one, drugs. Two, PMDD. Like I had no idea what the fuck that was when I was 19. But I've been living with it since I was 10. So it's like, yeah, dude, do it up. I love poetry. I think it's like a lost art, losing art. It's funny how I broke into like the algorithm on Instagram of like these dark, what do they call themselves? Dark literature aesthetic. I don't know. It's like the cutest poetry worship subculture. It's probably high schoolers. It's not, they're just memes. It's not like selfies. It's Tumblr content really on Instagram. It's just cute that it's still out there. I resonate with it and I call back to my younger self and realize that I said this to somebody today, that I may not be where I wanted to be. I may not be where I wanted to be, but I am who I wanted to be. And I think that honestly means more to me than being where I felt I needed to be in a way. Shit, my laptop's dying. Before I read that, I'm just going to roll this out and plug it back in. I'm sorry, I should have been more prepared. Okay. I'm back. And before I read that, I was just thinking how funny would it be to read the anonymous poem somebody sent me via Reddit a few months ago, because I'm pretty sure that I know who the culprit is, considering they did not deny it. So it was either the best frame job ever or just a lot of people in denial of who they are. Either way, that shit was so funny, and I kind of do want to read that too. So let's get into poetry night. This is that bloody moody moon, baby. Poetry for this full moon in Pisces. Okay. Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. This isn't even like a situation of like a one upping, but it is uncanny how much it does remind me of particular poem in here because you did the um, using the beat of your own drum in a different context. And I did the same thing, and I appreciate that where you can revisit an idiom without just saying the same old thing that anybody says about it. And that is pop culture at its finest, but in poetry form, right? I noticed that most really popular songs have a lyric that is a very common phrase or saying that's already popular, and they use it in song and one, make it their own and market it as their own, and two, catch on to a trend that's already trending. Dude, listen, you want to hear something so crazy? You should definitely, if you didn't see the stream from last night, you should watch it to get more context because I don't want to repeat myself too much. But I was flipping through this journal, and it's a lot to explain, but it spans a big chunk of time. So I was talking about 2017 when I dip-setted from life and had to get involuntary into the, the woods, if you will. And it was either like right before I went in or right after. I think it was after because like I was so sketched out. It was Truman Show shit. And of course, once again, didn't know what PMDD was in 2017. But now I understand that the week before my period, I get really dysphoric thoughts such as suicidal ideations, paranoia, among other really depressing and violent things. So back then, I didn't know how to deal with that. And now I'm like doing my best. So it's crazy that I didn't know what it was. When it's so simple of a cause, right? And everyone's like, yeah, nice excuse. Shut the fuck up, dude. Okay. Anyways, I was going through it. I was trying meds after that, too. Of course, meds don't work. That's not how PMDD functions. But okay, give me more. Right. And someone had sent me an Alan Watts lecture. And then, like, YouTube was giving me notifications for all these Alan Watts lectures. And I swear to God, I thought it was like a podcast where he was like posting new ones every time I got a notification. And it wasn't until like months later I realized he's been dead for 40 years or more at that point. Like he died in the 70s. Like that tripped me the fuck out. I was like, this is so relevant to my life. This is exactly what I'm going through. This is like the only thing I could listen to. I would like get ready for the day and just like it was the only way for me to just stay was to listen to Alan Watts, and I literally thought this motherfucker was just like some guy. Like I don't know, professor. He's got all these lectures. I literally just assumed he was alive and still making fucking content. Like 5 years ago. But since then, I've listened to a ton and don't know much other than he died a drunk, unfortunately. And should we channel Alan Watts? I think it did happen once before, and I was talking really weird, but I honestly think it was for a personal reading, which is even more bizarre. Alan Watts? Dude, I think about, like, I always loved Ken Kesey. If I could talk to dead people, I could talk to anyone. It just seems rude to, like, to ask people of their time unless someone else requests or pays for it. You know what I mean? It's, like, weird for me to just tap into that. It seems like not a loophole or a bad mark, but somewhere in between that, right? Where it's like, oh, seems rude or against the rules for you to just use that kind of like power on yourself, for yourself, whatever, like, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? No, it's confusing. I get that. What the fuck is up with the, like, random bots what's not the common etiquette? I'm sorry, I talk too much, and there's like a 3-second delay that just makes all the difference. Right, but if it comes up and it crosses my mind, sometimes they do call me. That's what happened with Jim Morrison, is I woke up one morning and wanted to listen to the Doors, and while sometimes I do, I started having a conversation in my head, and I was like, these are not my own thoughts. Oh my God, it's Jim. And then later that night. So the fact that we talked about Alan Watts and I just connected to him on that level, And then it crossed my mind when I was leaning towards Halloween Oracle. Makes me feel like he might just show up anyway, because they do that sometimes. It's almost like I have to figure out who's calling, if that makes sense. I can see him. I can feel him. We are totally going to do Alan Watts later. Hot. He's very hot. I don't know. That's weird. I'm talking about a dead guy. That's so uncomfortable that I said that. I can't take it back. I can't edit that out. I'm not going to scrap the whole fucking channel for something I said 40 minutes in very quickly, casually, made a big deal about. Let's go. In the fields. In the fields. In the Field Where I Died is such a cool episode of the X-Files. I want to say it's season 4, but I don't remember. And if it is, it's either episode 6 or episode 16. Did it feel like a ringing in your ear? I get that a lot, especially when I'm about to get a download or a message. I feel like that starts happening if you should be meditating and you don't. Oh my God. Feel that, because internal screaming or whatever the fuck that is, yeah. Oh, hoo, buddy. I'd rather. Yes, I feel that. The singing bowls seems pretty unique, but I think that if things are getting that loud, you gotta check in. And get your messages. Your voicemail is full, and you're starting to hear the missed calls and alarms, basically. So either write down your dreams, or try more meditating or more intense meditating if you're already doing it, and more focused, like going into meditation being like, I want answers. I want to hear the message. I want to know what's calling. That's what I would say about that. I ain't even gonna lie. I look kind of high as this like scarecrow crying clown bitch. I'm sitting here like, ooh, ooh, girl, shine me like yeah. That song is also this color. Like, yes, the Beatles, but also Electric Feel by MGMT. Them as a band is more of a triple neon, I feel, but that song in particular is definitely this blue. Yeah, they maybe weren't done. Or it's about getting the downloads when you're more conscious, so you actually remember, because sometimes the thing with meditation is like, bro, is that not weird? I literally made reference to checking your voicemail about this, and you're like, yeah, actually the vision was a phone, because you do have to keep up with your messages. You got to be able to remember them. That's what happened to me when I was in holding before I got locked up. Not locked up, I shouldn't say that. It was like not like a jail thing. It was like a psych thing. But I was sleeping intensely. It was like a 24-hour hold, and I just slept through most of it, and I'd wake up and eat and nod my head and smile and go right back to sleep. Like, couldn't deal. And I was having like visions of my phone, and like having like 100 missed calls and like dozens of text messages, which I had quite a few in real life, but not to that extent, because most of the people in my life knew where I was at that point. But it was also very cosmic now that I'm thinking about it. Man, that's a thing I was just saying earlier, is I always keep my side of the story pretty private and don't give a fuck, because I ain't here to talk shit. I did it once on everyone and everything, and it was a mistake, and I get that, and I'm still trying to recompense for it, and I don't even know how. I thought that I knew what to do to make up for some of the stupid things I've done, but I absolutely have yet to figure it out, and that has to be okay. My name is Earl. My name is Earl. You see these eyebrows? My name is Earl. I am just trying to fucking get that Karma Daily Carson drama. You know what I'm saying? So, 44444? Yeah. You know. But it's all coming full circle. I think that's the biggest lesson of this full moon in Pisces, is like the completion of a cycle, but it's all coming full circle. Yes, things are ending, but it's only because everything else is going to make sense. And it's like official marks of like, okay, so this is what's saying this is what's going, this is what's coming through, this is what's sticking around, this is what's in the future. On your marks, get set, go. Time after time, those minds try to rule all the world. Boom, 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 somewhere in Denver right now, telling us all it's them who's in charge of it all. Boom, 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 I got a tricked out magic stick that will make them all wrong. They're like, fuck no. Sometimes you gotta scare off the people who ain't about to be weird with you, you know? Because also poetry truly is vulnerability. We got the power now, motherfuckers, that's where it belongs. That's so stupid. I hate that shit. I hate people. I hate everything sometimes, but it's just temporary feelings. I'll be back to love again. And love harder and better than anybody I've ever met. Hey. Kidding. There's no way to fucking quantify someone's love. Some of the early days with Apathetic Zebra. I think I must have been probably like 23. No. 21. I was like 21 in this photo. Honestly, I feel like I look like generally pretty much the same. Ignore the clown makeup. I like the back cover poem the most. I am very impressed that I literally just was making something up on the spot for the back cover because of the layout I chose on CreateSpace, which very sadly got eaten by Amazon. So these books are only available on Amazon, which I fucking hate because I don't even know if I can get into the account that has the books on them. So it's like, yeah, now I have the files because I destroyed my best friend, aka my previous laptop, Adele. She was beautiful. It was a bad day. It was a bad day. I didn't plan on living without her, you know what I mean? So anyways, To the Addict. I don't remember when I wrote this. It was probably like more recent. The most recent from anything in this book. Somehow I made my way back home. I climbed the ladder oh man, I'm going to start from the top because I was like, what? To the attic. Somehow I made my way back home. I climbed the ladder that led me to the catacombs. I searched the memories of our lives. I traced the curves on every line. I call upon my soul to send the letters never told in attempts somehow to remind you that we are carrying the weight of paper. If the weight becomes too heavy, tear away the pages. Love stories from the attic. Aww. That's so cute. I'm such a deadhead at heart, dude. I'm a beatnik. I hate when people are like, oh, are you a hippie? No. I shower and I don't think white people should have dreads. I'll say it. I'm sorry. You really couldn't get me off it, to be honest. So, no, I'm not a hippie. Psychedelic as fuck, yes. Beatnik, completely. But hippie, ooh, not really. No, you missed it. You missed it. It's a little more diverse. Even back then it was, you know what I mean? Okay. You know what's so funny? There is actually something in here that would kind of play upon this. What's up? We're reading poetry and then we're going to talk to dead people. How are you? Do you think people... Oh, You want me to read it again? I did read it fast because I don't read my poetry out loud very often. And I get very nervous about it. I can freestyle talk for as long as I want, and freestyle even. Not to a beat. I'm a poet, really, but it makes for a very skilled rap, to be honest. But anyways, it's hard. And buffering. I see that I'm buffering. We're back. Poetry, reading it out loud. People just assume that I would be good at that. It makes sense. But no, it's almost as bad as being like on a stage in front of a crowd. Also stage fright. It's like you can be in front of the camera so smooth, and it's like, yeah, without a doubt. I could even blunder and recover. But like in front of a crowd, I can't even begin. Can't even start. I'm out, not looking. Probably not wearing glasses. Probably not gonna say anything. Terrifying, right? Slam poetry, same idea. Yeah, I can write it, and yeah, I could like recite it in a rhythmic way that sounds more like music. But to speak my poetry, holy shit, that is what we're doing tonight because it's a bloody, moody moon. Happy full moon in Pisces. Already kind of happened. Dealing with the aftermath. We're all very sad. And here we are. Feel free to share your poetry, by the way. It's definitely a vibe. I used to do streams on here because my sound was broken. It was not my mic. It wasn't really the software. Nothing fixed it because nothing was wrong. It just randomly started working one day with no help from Twitch whatsoever. But I did these live poetry, creative writing school too. I do a lot of prose just as much as I do poetry. I would just do poetry sessions and just like type poetry and not say anything because the mic had an echo. So you just listen to the clack of the keyboard and see poetry flying through. So it's definitely a vibe. It's not necessarily tarot, but I don't really feel like going in an art category, and I'm not really sure that there's poets, but also with poetry you expect vocal slam. You know, it's a bridge that I'm maybe not willing to cross, but like I don't feel at it either, right? So, timing of it, right? That's why you're like, you read that really fast, and then I just babbled that to say, yes, I did. A little bit on purpose, mostly because I'm bad at it. Good at writing poetry, bad at reciting it. Who isn't? We'll do it again because it's a short one, and we better get into a nice rhythm if I'm going to read any more, right? Because I do really like this one, even though it was a last-minute back cover situation, completely impromptu, very quick, short poem. To the addict. To the addict. Somehow, I made my way back home. I climbed the ladder that led me to the catacombs. I searched the memories of our lives. I traced the curves of every line. I call upon my soul to send the letters never told, in attempt somehow to remind you that we are carrying the weight of paper. If the weight becomes too heavy, tear away the pages. Love stories from the attic. So cute. That's what I was saying. And you're right, I did read it really fast. And he's like, what was that? Ma'am? Or sir? Or whatever the fuck. Thanks. I'm just like, more where that came from. Are we back in this vibe? I got us very derailed. You had said you're like, read some poetry. Nobody else has said fucking jack shit tonight. It's been so awkward. Sometimes people just watch me do my makeup, and it's like, who? That is weirder than the tarot. If people want to silently listen to it reading, it's one thing, but the ones who just silently watch me do my makeup, it's like flattering in a way, but it's like also say something or be creepy, I guess. I'm a creep too, to an extent. So I appreciate the interactive. Just write an impromptu poem. If you've ever written one, you can write a million. This is my intro before. 2 people or 3 or 4, sometimes less, but often more. This and that one, those who have none, tangled up and around and in, saving self or starting sin. To the artists, the dreamers, the poets, believers, the dancers, the singers, the hoopers and swingers, the wanderers, the wondering, the kings and queens, lovers, dealers, doers, feelers, the speakers, the thinkers, the smokers, the drinkers, May your souls find the ways to brighter days and your hearts enjoy the ride. I was like a child when I was writing this, like 18. Like, holy shit, so cute. So not grown, but also so much the same person and just much more mature put together. Um, I'm. What if I read? I was gonna read you all these titles and say pick one, but there's 22 of them. There's no way that I would be able to list them off and you would accurately remember any of them. So it's more like pick a number, 1 through 22. But it's not all poetry either. So it's like if it's a prose, I might give you a synopsis, but we'll see if I rate it. Some of them are long. 22. Did you know that? Oh, yes, you did. I see what you're saying. Okay. The lag is funny. Yeah, let's do 4. Let's do 22 first, right? That's a prose. We'll do 4 and then 22 because that's Earth Day too. How cute. Um, wow. Wow. Oh, I need a second. I need a goddamn fucking second. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm a dickwad. Like, okay. Okay. But also, don't be creepy. Wow, I am frustrating and therefore frustrated. Yes, I get that. But I am doing my best to recompense. It doesn't matter. I cannot get into that right now because I just saw something and was like, wow, wow, wow. Woo! You're so incredible, because I'm the Kate Bush of the group. You think you're incredible. That's what it is. Oh my god. That is so annoying. I am. Put on a happy face. Maybe so stupid. I might be the stupidest person ever. Who cares? What's done is done. And if I'm too late, I'm too late. And there's nothing you can do about it. And there's nothing that can be done about anything. Because if people are going to do what they are going to do, then they, by all means, are going to do that. If that makes sense. And, yep, I can only try so hard, do so much, put in so many efforts. Okay, so number 4 is the Mad Hattress pours her bloody organ. So good choice, brethren. Cool. Yes. Yes. No, I get it. It hurts. Yeah. I'm serving karma. This one's kind of intense and probably not warranted. And I remember who inspired it. And I still hate him. It's not really, I wouldn't call it prose or poetry. Some of this book is very creepy, and I totally underestimate that about myself all of the time. I have really creeped people out. But it's a PMDD, dude. I had no idea. But you can even see the accompanying photo here, which I must censor, is me covered in blood. Very, very therapeutic. There was reasons I was covered in it, but it was my idea to do this extra bullshit. And then this is actually the artwork for one of the tracks on my cover album that I put out. I wish I was joking. Wreckage of the Devil's Womb. I use this image again. This was like a month ago. Because it's literally, somebody said it's like listening to a mental breakdown, and I'm like, yes, thank you. Like, yeah, hear that shit. Because I got to this song and I was like, what the fuck else am I supposed to do? They got in so much trouble for making it because they sampled something, so why would I cover it if they, barely got away with it the first time? So why not just make it something totally insane last minute and explain how I feel and what I mean by wreckage of the devil's womb, right? I wish I was fucking joking. I wish I didn't fucking think paranoid thoughts about things and get angry and want to fucking beat the shit out of someone, whether it's me or you. Dude. And having not known what the fuck PMDD was and having to meet people like that, it's, like a different person, because where is that lovely, lovely woman? No one knows she's there, just not always. Be careful. Tyler Durden walks the grounds, terrifying. So that I just before I read this out loud, I can't believe I just revealed that image. Totally forgot about it. Anyway, it's where I was. Look. Look. Unlike you, I didn't let some stupid little boy break my heart. I fell in love with a boy once. I destroyed his life. I guess I made the mistake of loving bitches twice. It's a hard lesson learned. The difference between the two of us is that you've given up because someone broke it. You say your heart's been broken. Mine has been slaughtered. You hear me? Slaughtered. You can't imagine how that feels until it happens to you, and I hope you never do. But please don't think you know what it means to hurt. I will show you if you really must know. Just know you don't know. Just imagine like Tyler Durden reading that. I'm giving you my bleeding heart, so please take it. You don't even have to do anything with it, but if it gets left in my chest any longer, it will die. It will give up, give out, and die. I do believe you don't last long without a heart. I think it's better off with yours. Very dark. No, I'm very dark. Even all my paintings have always been very dark. It was like, once again, I never participated in art to be the best at anything or to have the most refined image. Yeah, I'm Jack's bleeding spleen. I am Jack's suicidal uterus. I am Jack's intrusive thoughts. I am Jack's violent visions. Yeah, I am Jack, for sure. And PMDD is very much Tyler Durden. It's the PMD part, the week, every other month. Sometimes it's like, I'm cool, and sometimes it's like, I am going to rage out on this brick wall if you do not stop me right now. I don't know why I took on the criminal from The Simpsons voice, but it feels like that sometimes. It's strangely intoxicating for people because they're like, well, what the fuck? You are such a soft and delicate, sweet, loving human. And I'm like, I know, but when I boss up, I really need to be contained. Scary. Big 11 vibes, you know what I mean? Really creepy. You can pick another number if you want to. I won't do 22. It's long. When we're ready for it, we can. I chose 22, like you said, because the major arcane. There's 22 of them, right? Pretty sure. Oh, should we do it? It's kind of longer, but shit, it's just me and you. So if if you want to hear it, we can. It's X marked spot. This one's also very depressing. Once again, the PMDD causes like crazy suicidal ideations, and so I've always been really fixated on death and not understood why, and have always been super into being alive and hyping up life and like living life to the fullest, carpe diem, like excitement, but then would have these like pitfalls, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're just bipolar," and I'm like, "Dude, it's not even. It's like so much more out of control than that, you know." It is 0 through 21. Yeah, the Fool is 0 and 21 is the world. I love that. What's 21? The Manhattress develops a stranger condition. We'll probably wait on that too. Okay. 22. Maybe we'll do 21 after. I think it's shorter, but not short. Oh, very sad. Okay. A lot of these are really sad, but some of them are like blindingly hopeful and adorable. It's so insane. The contrast of my own person just weeks apart. I write these things so fast, you know what I mean? It's been a while, but that's because I'm trying to take my time, but also that's not my thing. Taking my time is really not my thing. Blame my Aries and Mercury, blame my Aries and Venus, blame my Aquariusness, whatever you want. It's far from being impatient. It's just being limited on time. You know, it's just my vibe. Staring down this desert, this giant plain of nothing, scorched by the sun, wondering how long it will take me to die. It is not a question of if I will die. I know I will die. At this moment, it is only a question of when. No matter the direction I look in, I see absolute emptiness. I don't know who decides to flee to any place going the route of empty space but me. I knew before I started I would never make it far with my mode of transportation, my piece of shit automobile. And here I am in the desert where a cell phone matters not. Here where people choose not to be with good reason. But I thought I would be daring and travel across this field with no survival necessities. I suppose this would be my time to make peace with myself and say goodbye to this world because I am going to die here. Ironically enough, I have driven through the desert many times by myself successfully and loved every second. And so it's weird that I wrote this a few years before that happened, but also amazing I lived through it. And then I actually tried to create this probably like 3 years ago. We'll dive more deep into that. What the fuck did I just actually say in November upon my 3 year anniversary of not fucking dying once again? Thank you, PMDD. But we'll get there in due time, right? Let's get through spooky season first and talk to some dead people. John Legend wants to be. Wait, what? I wish I would have seen the ocean. I spent my whole life landlocked, and now I won't make it past the sand. What I wouldn't give to see the ocean right now. I guess I'd do anything for any water, but oh, it would have been nice to share a pond with dinosaurs. Thinking about it, there are a lot of things I wish I would have seen. Plenty of things I wish I would have done. But here I am, at the finish line, so soon. I'm forced to let the rest of my life slip away into the brutal winds of this desolate tract. I suppose I am happy to die in this foreign land. It is a slightly distressing thought to think my body may be lost out here. It could be completely decomposed or get eaten by the wildest life that lurks about, but I have no choice in the matter. I can't do anything about it. At least I am not in my bed. I would have hated to die in my sleep. In my home, where I felt safe but dead anyway, I think one's death speaks volumes of their lives. It is the last thing anyone will remember about you. It is the very last impression you can leave. I'm glad I am going down in a fight against nature, but a fight no less. A fight no one will witness or maybe even know about. No one may ever even know what happened or where it is I lay my final time. There is a thrill in that. No one may ever find me. It doesn't truly matter because I will be dead. Most people want a proper funeral and a casket and a burial, but why? My whole life I have been different, and I feel my death should represent that life. I hope no one does find me. I hope I remain a mystery for the rest of existence. Whoa. It's like brutally dark, right? But also it's like very interesting because I think this was like the days when I was super well, I grew up religious, so I've always been like been told to pray to Jesus, who is a dead person, right? So like the practice of necromancy was always very familiar to me, but it wasn't until I was much older, and even just a few years ago, that it was really solidified to me that I had the ability to talk to dead people. Even though, yeah, I've probably been doing it my whole life. I went to a lot of funerals as a kid. No shit. Like, yeah. And I used to hang out in the fucking woods, bro. I talked to dead people. So, always have. Didn't realize it. So, when I was back then, I was dealing with these, like, premenstrual dysphoric thoughts that would make me want to just be dead, right? And I'd get it out as creatively as I could instead of acting upon it. One. And so when you take away art from the equation, or when people like don't like the art you make, it's like I really could care less. Please buy it because I want to be able to live, and this is the best I can do on a given moment that I am feeling like this, right? That's kind of always been the concept. Please accept who I am because I am just doing what I need to do to stay living, because this shit is really dark. And in the moments that I was writing it, it's supposed to be fictitious, but clearly has a very real nature to it, right? Happy to die doing something I wanted. I didn't do things comfortably. I am on the move. I am glad to be a dying motion. I am going down for something I believed in, and that was living. I'm still me. Oh no, I'm still living. I will not sit back and bake in the heat and slowly let it come to me. It is hot out here. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry, and there's nothing I can do but walk until I can't anymore, so I am going to keep walking. I'm going to meet him halfway, just walking forward, creating the illusion of getting somewhere but never escaping. He wins this one, the Reaper. I have no choice but to surrender. Until it happens, I will keep walking. I will forever be in motion, a dying motion. Also, very glaringly obvious that I've always been inspired by Laurie Anderson, in my opinion. The further I go, the closer I am. Then in the distance, a great distance, I see something, I see someone. I can make out the perfect shape of a woman. I put everything I have to run to her, sprint to her, be where she is as soon as possible. She is headed towards me, and I am trying my hardest to make it. I can feel my body slowing down, but she is there. We are so close, I can almost feel her, and somehow I feel she is in search of me. In my final moments, I finally reach her. She is the most beautiful face I have ever had the pleasure to view. She smiles the gentlest smile, and as I stumble at her feet, she holds her hands out for me. She pulls me up tight as I can no longer stand. She pulls me in, embracing my everything and showing me all the love I've missed since I went away and will miss while I'm gone. I experienced the strangest but strongest love I have ever felt in a matter of seconds. She is perfect. In the very moment in which we make eye contact, we fell in love. She clings to my side and comforts my exhausted frame and gives rest to my breaking bones. She takes me over a rock and places me ever so softly on the ground. I put my head back and I relax. I know I'm in the care of the most amazing. I couldn't ask for more in a time like this. Water and food and oxygen itself seemed unimportant compared to her. I hear her sing something under her breath. She curls up beside me and strokes my hair, and her voice picks up. It was the most beautiful sounds I have ever heard. She tells me to sleep, and so I close my eyes and show her my teeth and trust her movements. She touches my chest where my heart hides beneath, and it slows down until it comes to a complete stop. And that's how I ended the book. And then, like, side note, I haven't a whole lot to say of myself except for that I may be too strange to ever be loved. But it's like one page says ever be loved, so I really like that. May you ever be loved. I should add that. Fuck it, it's my copy, right? That was beautiful and creepy all at the same time. I know, right? It was cool. It was like me having suicidal ideations and be like, well, if I were to die, I think this is how I think it would be so dope if it went down like this, like literally like getting to know death, fantasizing about it in a sense, like once again, not knowing what PMDD was and struggling with these random thoughts that were like very, um, not of my nature. I don't know how else to explain that. I was always like, peace, love, more hippie back in the day, and I did have dreads at one point, and I realized what a mistake that was, and it's hard to even call them dreads. It was like mats on the back of my head. I got no shame. I don't try to hide anything, right? If I do hide something, I didn't try to. So, yeah, I swear, they're not all that dark. It's weird that you picked some dark-ass numbers. I don't know if you want to try again. That's fucking intense. Or if we should, I think I'm gonna do Halloween oracles, so it's just gonna get darker from here, I suppose. No, you said major arcana, and there's 22, so I was like, oh yeah, 22. I thought that was your pick because you said whatever you said, right? But it lagged, and so you said. That's how many major arcana there are. And I was like, oh yeah, let's do 22. And then you said 4. And like, the delay where it was like, oh, you picked 4, we'll do both. That was the mindset. So, and the number 4 was dark too. That's what I'm saying. They were both dark as shit. It's like, I don't even know. It started off like that poem in the beginning was so cute, but it is called, I should have mentioned this probably first, that it's called Short, Strange, and Slightly Deranged. So, there's that. So, yep. How's it going out there? Clown core. Pisces is like goth times clown core and poetry. That's what we're doing. Oh. So, let's go with number 11. It's like, oh no, please stop. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to see what number 11 is. Yikes, it's called The Aftermath of the Mad Hatter's Dabbling in Others' Business. So it sounds like that one's probably not super rad, but I don't think it's super long either. That's so funny. I find it to be humorous, but also is dealing with something. Oh, it's very short. The Aftermath of the Mad Hatter's Dabbling in Others' Business. Boom. Just 20 more minutes until they're home. I can last 20 minutes. Since when was it so hard to be alone? The darkness consumes every spot in my brain, and curled up in this bed's gonna drive me insane. Stop. What was that? Did you hear it? Tell me you heard it. That's it. Again, paranoia. It's the premenstrual dysphoria. Yeah. I wish I knew that back when I knew anything about anything. Which nobody did, so it's funny. Rad, gnarly. It's pretty much me and you, buddy. I appreciate you being here. What a slow night for the tarot. I am appreciating the poetry, and I did threaten to put somebody on blast because I got anonymous poetry sent to me via Reddit, and it's really funny, and I just feel like in the spirit of things, reading it out loud on my stream would just be appropriate, don't you think? Or pick a number, or we'll just move on to the Halloween Oracle. we feeling? You're an Aries. Send it in pieces then. Who cares? Did you just write it like I suggested, or did you find something to send to me? Dude, I literally put like lip stuff on my nose to give myself a red clown nose, and then I chose blue lighting so you can't even tell I have a red nose. Like with my fucking blue clown tears. Okay. Okay, it's very actually hard to keep track of the scroll on this, so let me take a moment to make sure I'm reading this in order, and I will be RB. It's like science, bro. This is your Alan Watts inspiration. Where'd you get Keither from? Is that like something you're referencing to yourself that you're using in this moment, or is it like a term that people use for space from which all creation foundationally came from? By the way, um, oh, very cool. Okay. Do you like? Does it? What do you say in that way? You follow Cabal. Uh, what is the religious connotation? I'm asking more than telling. I don't know much about it. Ah, okay. I don't. Hey, that's cool. Yeah, dude, I am gonna do Halloween Oracle. We're gonna see if Alan Watts is willing to talk to us. John Lennon, I think, deserves a call from me. Like, why shouldn't I be able to access people who have already come to me unasked for? Like I said, I did one reading with Alan Watts. I feel like it was a private reading though, which is so random. I don't know who it would have been for. But either way, I think I might take a break. I think we are done with Poetry Hour. Look, see Alan Watts coming up already. Kidding, but also, am I? Yeah, take a break. Maybe it'll be a little more poppin' later. We're gonna do Halloween Oracle. Thanks for being Moody Pisces vibes with me. Love it. Clowncore, Gothic, yeah. So we're gonna come back with some channeled messages from the deceased. Hopefully we'll see an appearance from Alan Watts and John Lennon. And maybe more poetry. Wow! Yeah, no, I don't suspect you'll make it by the time I come back, but you can always watch the replay, and I appreciate you being here, and I hope you get some good sleep this evening. Good night and good luck, sweet dreams. I love you so much. Make sure you write them down when you wake up. Okay? Good night.